The state's irrigators say they feel let down and ignored after a revised MurrayDarling irrigation basin plan was released today. Months of community consultation have been underway in an attempt to strike a balance between the environmental, economic and social impacts of limiting the amount of water pumped from the system. But according to farmers, the Basin Authority hasn't budged on withholding thousands of gigalitres.
We're now through the major part of the consultation process, but we still have to have further negotiations with the states, and then ultimately later this year we have final decisions which have to be taken by me.
The founder of the Australian Youth Climate Change Coalition, Anna Rose, has paid a visit to Tamworth. She's touring regional Australia to promote her book, which is aimed at helping people better understand climate change.
Being a farmer. Climate change activist Anna Rose believes young people in the region are unsure about the future they're inheriting.
One of the things that we've seen in this area is a huge level of concern from young people about the issue of climate change, and we'll be working with those young people to turn that concern into action.
Rose says her forums will give them more information on how they can respond to climate change.
There's some really amazing stories in the room from people who are already experiencing the impacts of climate change on their land, and also people who are here because they're opposed to the expansion of the coal industry around Tamworth and Gunnedah.
Anna has a soft spot for the region. With grandparents in Gunnedah and an uncle in Moree, she's passionate about implementing action in the area.
And my uncle, being a farmer, is experiencing the challenges of climate change firsthand. Several months after I took Nick to my uncle's farm, the Moree floods happened.
Recently, the young activist appeared in a documentary with retired Liberal Senator Nick Minchin, where they attempted to change one another's mind on climate change. But Rose still holds strong on her belief that climate change is real.
Already in regional Australia, we've started to see the impacts of climate change in terms of more extreme weather events, and people are realising that something's going on with our planet.
That's a view echoed by New England Climate Action Group member Robin Gunnin.
We have more moisture in our atmosphere due to the warming climate, and we're getting bigger downpours of rain and more frequent floods.
Vivian Rin, NBN News.
The Upper Hunter is in line for a major multi-million-dollar development designed to alleviate the region's aged care shortage. The project will provide aged and childcare in the same precinct and could be approved as early as next month.
From the old to the new, these are the plans that will transform aged care in the Upper Hunter. Worth $28 million, the Strathern project will be rolled out in 3 stages. The first, a much-needed 68-bed aged care facility.
We have a 101-bed facility here at present, and our waiting list can move out to anywhere up to 30 on the waiting list at any given time.
That facility is located on the hospital grounds.
You make the sun shine so bright.
While the new project will be built west of town, it'll include a dementia-specific wing, which means families won't have to make the heartbreaking decision to relocate their loved ones in order to access care. The project also includes a childcare centre and the region's first retirement village.
The retirement village is master planned to accommodate around 100 dwellings, give or take.
And it's just as well with an above-average ageing population.
Within this region, people aged 85 plus will increase a little over twofold over the next 15 to 20 years. Over the next 40 years, there'll be a 5-fold increase.
The Joint Regional Planning Panel will assess the proposal next month, and construction is expected to start in September. Christy Reading, NBN News.
Specialty retailer Game has officially closed its doors in Tamworth. Staff members were only told of the changes on Friday, the day before the store's final day of trading. The shop is one of 60 around the country being closed after a review of the retailer's financial performance.
Almost 2,000 dancers from schools across the New England will take to the stage this week at the Regional Dance Festival. 4 days of rehearsals kicked off today, ahead of performances at the end of the week.
Every 2 years, the Tamworth Regional Entertainment Centre is brought to life by the Regional Dance Festival. Today, students were busy putting the final touches on their work.
It's a big week, so lots of rehearsals. We've got about 81 different dance items. and from schools right across the New England region.
Throughout the week, dancers from 25 schools will not only entertain but tell a story through their dance. And it's no amateur production. Students are treated to professional lighting, sound and directors.
We've got our students doing backstage work and tech work and lighting and all that sort of stuff as well, so they're working with the professionals on that.
Ms Hall has been running the festival for 13 years. She says every year, months of work and endless hours of rehearsals go into perfecting their dances.
Some of the kids choreograph their own, which is also a lot of preparation for them. And as I was just talking to one of the kids who's choreographed 2 items and said, this is stressful.
Tamworth locals Meg and Abby have been practising since the start of school this year.
It's really fun to get to know all the kids and, you know, make up the dances and then to see them perform, it's really good. And we obviously love performing ourselves, so yeah, it's really good.
Performances are open to the public on Thursday, Friday and Saturday night. Vivian Rin, NBN News.